It's the Meghan Show. It's the Meghan Show. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Oh, Meghan. Shh. Kisses to all of you. I hope that you're having a wonderful evening. I just messed up on one of my videos. It clicked off on you guys. Please forgive me. And, you know, let's move on, okay? Sorry about my voice. It is about 4 o'clock in the morning, or it's really late. I can tell you that. Everybody's asleep at me. But I want to get this video out, so I hope you do enjoy it. I really do. So let's continue. Let's see what they're saying.
To move ahead with their various initiatives. But again, I think to other people that are looking to donate to various foundations and charitable organizations, of which there are many, when you see a drop-off quite like this, it does a little to wobble trust.
Well, the thing is that Meghan and them just started doing charity work these last couple of weeks, because all the video, all it shows is their recent, you know, New York City drive around the block mental health moment. And then she had the Kevin, and then she had the New York City. We saw that moment. And then we saw her putting bags together like she cared. Meghan don't care. Meghan don't care. Meghan does not care. That I know. You know, and actually when I was talking to the little ladies today about Meghan, I was like, she's a manipulator. She's a bully. She's a con artist. And she's all of that. She's a loser now. Add that to her resume.
Let's put it that way.
After the Scobie book and now this, and then Harry losing the court case this week, they can't wait for 23 to be over. Surely they
to move ahead with their various initiatives. But again, I think to other people that are looking to donate to various foundations and charitable organizations, of which there are many, when you see a drop-off quite like this, it does a little to wobble trust. Let's put it that way.
It's over. And not in a way that I'm wishing it is. It just is. And we've come to terms with it. They just haven't come to terms with it. Meghan, your charity is not doing very well. Then you're trying to lie and inflate the numbers, saying that you got $8 million in the bank, which you don't have to tell us that. You quit talking to us through the media. Keep some of it to yourself, but you won't, because you want us to believe that you have everything together and nothing is going wrong when we know it is. You're blaming Harry for the court cases, and then you're pissed off at TMZ because they reported it wrong. We got $8 million in the bank. I mean, her Titanic has sunk.
The Scobie book and now...
Oh, guys, guess what? One of my videos, it has copyright on there. I didn't put it on there, and I don't know why it's there. And I didn't do anything to copyright. I am getting like some of my pictures from Sue Smith. Could that be the reason? And I did put my disclaimers. So just checking. I don't want to get kicked off.
This, and then Harry losing the court case.
Quick to point out that they do still have $8 million in assets, so they're perfectly able to...
They pointed out. She says they pointed out they had $8 million in assets. Show us on the report. Just because you're saying it and it's coming out of your mouth doesn't mean that it's actually happening. And it is a charity. Your charity should be booming. You're the Duchess of Sussex. What's wrong? What's going on with your brand? Your brand can't get off the ground if your charity is looking like
move ahead with their various initiatives. But again, I think to other people that are looking to donate to various foundations and charitable organizations, of which there are many, when you see a drop-off quite like this, it does a little to wobble trust. Let's put it that way.
After the Scobie book and now this, and then Harry losing the court case this week, they can't wait for 23 to be over. Surely they're looking for a rebrand for 24.
Rebranding.
Yes, you would think so. Now, we've been promised a number of different things via rumours over the last year. There was talk of Meghan's website, the TIG relaunching. There was talk that she was going to launch a lifestyle brand similar to Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop. Netflix is still sitting on the rights.
All lies, all fabricated lies, all what we're going to do, but not really doing it. And then it's not something original that they came up with. They're piggybacking on someone else's fame. Gwyneth, that's her thing. That's not you, Meghan. The Tig, that was a D-list moment for you. Now you're trying to bring it back. You know, she doesn't have anything of her own that she does. So she's trying to piggyback on other people. The Tig was when you were not famous. Now that you're international, you're going to tell us what wine we need to drink? You're definitely not going to tell me how to raise my kids. That's that stupid stuff. Don't tell me how to raise kids. This is what you do. No.
£1 million for the rights to a book, which Harry and Meghan said they were going to turn into a rom-com. We haven't heard any further developments on any of these plans.
Because they're lying.
But as they do look ahead to 2024, they're going to have to build consumer trust. They're going to have to avoid these negative, slanderous...
This is why I like what she said, this. Consumer trust. What consumers? Who? The people that don't know? Or you just walk in there and say, oh, let's get their item. That looks like it's great. No, there's no trust. She's already killed the trust. She has already proven to us that she is a nymphomaniac liar. She lies at every given chance she can get. She's even lying about that $8 million in the bank. Who's going to check? I don't trust her. I don't trust.
Scandalous headlines that seem to follow them
when
everywhere.
You start lying, let me tell you something about Americans. And this I do know for a fact. When you start lying to us constantly over and over and over and over again, then we don't believe you anymore. And then when you do cry wolf again, like King Charles and Catherine, we don't care. It doesn't matter to us. Because in my book, you named everyone when you mentioned it on the Oprah show. So you singling out 2 people didn't make a difference. The only thing it did was bring more attention to you, and that's what you wanted anyway. But how much attention did you get? Did you get enough? Because Americans have moved on, and they're calling you loser this week. And so they really don't even care about the Obi Scobie book. No, they're trying to figure out, okay, why is Meghan so jealous of her sister-in-law and her family? Why is she so obsessed with them where she can't even focus on her own endeavors? I know 100% WME split her from Harry because of that reason, because she could not stop talking about the royals. No, Meghan has messed up. She didn't go to the coronation, and she should have. She should have kept a line of communication with her royal family, and she should have kept a relationship with them when she came over here, and she shouldn't have been trashing them on the royal stage. And now all of a sudden she wants to be someone's friend. How can they ever trust you with the things that you have done and said about them on live television? And that's why I was asking my friend today. I said, how would you feel if someone came on national TV and said something about you? At first I asked her, I said, would you do it? And I know I said this twice. I'm going to post that video. That she would. And I'm like, really? You would get on national TV and talk about your grievances without talking to the person first? I said, well, that's not really fair to the other person that's being accused if they can't defend themselves. And then, like we have been discussing all day, if it's misinterpreted that you are offended, but then you call it racist, then we have a problem. Because if you think I committed racism on you, then you need to have the utmost respect to come and tell me that I did do that before you call it something unknown, unconscious, convert, and all this other stuff that makes people confused like myself.
doesn't do well with negativity, and I think trust really is at an all-time low. So it's time to leave the royal family behind and really establish what it is they want to do and make a positive step forward if they plan to be successful.
Listen, stop having hope for these two. There's no hope. There is no hope. Meghan looked like an idiot on the red carpet the other day in that brown without her husband. It looked weird. It looked like she had just, oh, my moment to shine. I'm on the red carpet. Then you had someone trying to push her off the stage. But my thing is that you had your moment. Your moment was your wedding. Your moment was your walkabout. Or maybe it was the Oprah too. I think she likes these different stages and different things that happen within her life. I don't think that she thinks that it's a problem. It will become a problem when the money starts running out. That's when all hell is going to break loose. Somebody going to be calling daddy.
In 2024.
I'm really looking forward to Meghan's wellness brand Moop. Thank you so much, Victoria.
It's got a good ring to it.
It does, doesn't it?
You should take a hit on that.
Okay. Check this out.
Disturbed about this for a lot of reasons, Piers. First of all, back at...
Joined by the author of The Case for Cancel Culture, Ernest Owens, and Professor of Clinical Medicine, a Fox News contributor.
No, I'm not a big fan of Ernest. Let me show you who the characters are. He's Team Sussex. He has a podcast and talks highly of her. And she can't do anything wrong. And the gentleman next to him is a doctor. He's a doctor. And we are talking, this is about Oprah Winfrey and her weight loss. Okay? And I told you my mom is taking Ozempic.
Dr. Mark Siegel. Well, welcome to you both. Dr. Siegel, let me start with you, if I may. I think at the heart of this just lies a really horrible conceit, which is that Oprah Winfrey went out there in September and proudly said, look, I'm losing all this weight the hard way, the hard yards way. I want to touch those drugs. That's not for me. You shouldn't do that. And now it turns out that as she was saying that, she was taking these drugs.
Okay, wait a minute. He said that Oprah Winfrey said that she is not about taking pills. She's not taking any pills to lose weight. That's what Piers Morgan is saying to us.
A really horrible conceit, which is that Oprah Winfrey went out there in September and proudly said, look, I'm losing all this weight the hard way, the hard yards way. I want to touch those drugs. That's not for me. You shouldn't do that. And now it turns out that as she was saying that, she was taking these drugs.
Okay. So Oprah was on a mountain or was jogging or somewhere, saying that she was working out and she had lost all this weight. And people were like, wow, she lost weight. And she was trying to say that she worked out, ate right, and took her vitamins and nothing else. Not that she took the Olympic medication that my mom is taking, and now it's smaller than me. Now, but she tells us that she's working out, but yet and still that was a lie. That video was just to show that she's working out and working hard, and that's why she's losing the weight. That is not why Oprah is losing the weight. She is taking Olympia too, but at the time she said she wasn't. So she lied to us twice. She even gave us a image of her working out as if it wasn't true. Look at me, I'm climbing the wall and I'm working out the hard way. I am not using the drug Olympic. That's what Piers Morgan is saying.
Yeah, I'm very disturbed about this for a lot of reasons, Piers. First of all...
And proudly said, look, I'm losing all this weight the hard way, the hard yards way. I want to touch those drugs.
Oprah tells us she's working out the hard way. Not the pill way, not how my mom is losing weight, but she is losing weight how you know, working out and eating right.
It's not for me. You shouldn't do that. And now it turns out that
And then
as she was
told
saying,
us not to do it. She said, and if you're taking anything, you shouldn't be. Let me just rewind and let Pierce say what he needs to say.
proudly said, look, I'm losing all this weight the hard way, the hard yards way. I want to touch those drugs. That's not for me. You shouldn't do that. And now it turns out that as she was saying that, she was taking these drugs.
Yeah, I'm very disturbed about this for a lot of reasons, Piers. First of all, back in 1988, she supposedly lost 67 pounds with dietary change and exercise. As you've already said, she had the body positivity movement. She was a big leader in that said, accept people as you are. Now she's out talking about the shaming got to me, the fat shaming got to me. Well, what about for people out there that it didn't get to, that already listened to her before and said they're going to accept themselves as they are? Now she said...
No, that's her making excuses so that she can take the medicine. Instead, that's what they do. That's what narcissists do. Oprah is just like Meghan. She's explaining away, she's making excuses as to why she can't eat right, why she can't run around the block, why she can't continue with Weight Watchers, and the points, and why she can't do what she was doing, okay? Because the fat shaming got to her. So now she's blaming the people that was fat shaming her. Now it's their fault she's taking a pill. I'm learning that's that new stuff. And people are calling it woke, but I'm calling it like it is. Stop blaming other people for what you want to do. Stop blaming other people for the stuff that you decided to do for yourself. And don't come up with no cockamamie story that don't make any sense other than you wanted to lose the weight. You saw other people losing the weight and you knew it would work. And your doctor said, this is a good thing. We're going to put you on this and it'll help you. No. She got on their line talking about the reason why she's doing it was because they were fat shaming her. Who was fat shaming you, Oprah? That's just your excuse to use it. But you lied to us. That's the problem. It's not that you're using it, so use it. It was that you were on a mountain pretending like you were climbing it up. And after you got down, just like a commercial, she climbing up the mountain like she sweating and stuff. And then come back down. Yeah, you don't have to take any pills. You can just exercise and you can look just like me and then flip to the next week. Yeah, I'm taking some medication. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I was being fat shamed, and that's why I had to go ahead and do it. No, you don't make excuses for yourself doing it after the fact, after you got through telling us not to do it. But you're going to go ahead and do it. Someone found out that she was doing it and taking it, and then Oprah had to come clean. That's what happened. Because otherwise, she would have just kept the lie going. Why? And I believe in the past, she's tried other methods of trying to lose weight. Now, I don't believe anything that Oprah says because she lying about a weight loss pill. Shame on you, Oprah. They coming for her. Tomorrow is the headlines. Oprah lied about taking medication to lose weight. And the headlines are going to be, you're lying. And some may not want to touch you because they still scared of you and you still the Hollywood handler. They call her the Hollywood handler. Anyway, she's the one that really controls a lot of the money and stuff and say who works here and who don't. Controlling things that she shouldn't have control over. People's destiny, people's livelihood, people trying to make it in Hollywood. Now, if you don't do this, then we're not going to do this. That's what I've heard she's done in the past. And now, all of a sudden, she's going to explain away No, honey, I'm sorry. You're not going to explain away your lie like Meghan does. You didn't know, and then you had to. No. You were on that mountain. I remember. I saw it. And everybody was like, wow, she lost a lot of weight. Is she taking something? And she swore up and down that she didn't. I just snapped. Let me go to the next piece. Let me let Piers Morgan.
This pill is a redemption. What is it, a spiritual or a religious pill? Instead of going to church or synagogue, you take this pill and you're redeemed. She's also talking about being on it as a maintenance drug. Well, I'm a physician who prescribes this. I don't like the word maintenance. How long is she going to stay on it? These drugs have side effects. There was 3,000 calls to poison centers in the United States last year from people who didn't know how to dose it properly because it comes...
You have to dose it. My mom dose is a certain amount. Her doctor, they ain't playing.
A very set dose. One more thing, there's a huge run on this drug. It's not stigmatized anymore. So if she thinks she's coming out as a celebrity to beat the stigma, it's not stigmatized. There's a huge run on it, and diabetics can't get it.
Yeah, I think that's a hugely important part of this. All right, Ernest Owens, here's the problem. I've known Oprah a long time. She did the first interview when I launched the show at CNN, and she was very gracious to me in that and very open. But she prides herself always on being completely honest, not least with her fans. And whether you like her or not, or support her or not, she's been here clearly dishonest to her fans, hasn't she?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. I think she's evolved.
Here he go lying. Ernest. This is Ernest. This is Meghan's Sussex Squad people. So he comes right out the back that she didn't lie after she did. She was on Ozempic, one of those weight loss, when she was on that mountain lying and telling us that we don't need to take it. And she was taking it then. And then he wants to lie. Go on,
with her fans. And whether you like her or not, or support her or not, she's been here clearly dishonest to her fans, hasn't
yes.
she? No, I don't think so. I think she's evolved on the issue. And if you actually read that interview and really thought about how she came to a place of how she wanted to choose this decision.
That's that BS. That has nothing to do with anything. This is not about her. This is about her lying. And now this is what the Sussex Squad do. They change the subject or change the narrative to fit them instead of answering the question. Because I would have cut him off and said, no, that's not what I asked you. And then when you said no, you went into something totally stupid. The question is that she lied. I don't remember the question.
Up to her. It's her body. It's her. No, I don't think so. I think she's evolved.
At least with her fans. And whether
her fans, do you think that she lied to her
like
fans?
Her or not, or
yes.
support her or not, she's been here clearly dishonest to her fans, hasn't she?
Yes.
No, I don't think so. I think she's evolved on the issue. And if you actually read that interview and really thought about how she came to a place of how she wanted to choose this decision, it's up to her. It's her body. It's her choice. I find it quite interesting.
Well, if it was her choice and her body, then why was she telling us what to do with ours? That's the point, Ernest. She was telling us not to take the pill, but then she was taking it. All you got to do is exercise and get on your bike. Gail was out there too lying for her. No, she lied. She did not tell us at the time that she was taking this drug to help her lose weight.
That a bunch of men are debating on
with her fans.
But it's okay for her to lie and say that she didn't do it. And then Ernest is coming back and saying that something, what is he saying?
Whether you like her or not, or support
involved on the issue. And if you actually read that interview and really thought about how she came to a place of how she wanted to choose this decision, it's up to her. It's her body. It's her choice. I find it quite interesting.
So it's okay for her to have her body and her choice. But it's not okay either, Ernest, for her to be lying to us.
Just think that a bunch of men are debating on whether or not she's authentic as a black woman.
A bunch of men. So she put it out there. She made a statement about it. If you're going to put your business out there, if you're going to talk about your weight loss, if you're going to be lying and pretending like you, If you're going to be lying and pretending and then backpedal and then lie about it, we can discuss it. Telling him something about men discussing it.
How
No,
she wanted to.
you are a figure, a public figure, and therefore you are open to scrutiny. Period.
Choose this decision. It's up to her. It's her body. It's her choice. I find it quite interesting that a bunch of men are debating on whether or not she's authentic as a black woman, on how she chooses to treat her body.
What's it got to do with her skin color? Out of interest.
First of all, Ernest, he didn't talk about how Piers Morgan wasn't concerned about Oprah and how she treats her body. Nope. He asked you, do you think she was wrong for lying to her fans? But now you just switch the subject and start talking about something totally different.
Well,
who mentioned her skin color?
That's how they Sussex Squad, because they think like her.
I did. I mean, you've mentioned other skin colors before.
What's it got to do with the skin color? Sorry,
I'm stating that it's
Sorry, you thrown me there. We're talking about weight loss. We're talking about people's skin.
It's her body. It's her choice. I find it quite interesting that a bunch of men are debating on whether or not she's authentic as a black woman, on how she chooses to treat her body.
What's it got to do with her skin color? Out of interest.
Well,
right. That's what I'm saying. When you have these black activists, they want to go to the skin color right away. What did that have to do with anything? He asked her why. He asked him, why did she lie to her fans? Period. It has nothing to do with her color. But that's what the people, that's what they want to talk about. That's what their job is. That's what they advocate for. But you have to know when to turn it off. You got to know when it's working, when it's not. And her Africanness has nothing to do with why she lied to her fans, Ernest.
Who mentioned her skin color?
I did. I mean, you've mentioned other skin colors before.
What's it got to do with the skin color? Sorry,
I'm stating that it's
Sorry, you thrown me there. We're talking about weight loss. We're talking about people's skin colors.
Okay, but you're also talking... But have you ever talked about men's weight loss on this show, Piers?
Yes.
You know what? I'm disappointed in Piers Morgan because he has these people on here, but then they don't have anything intelligent to say. And now he's asking Piers Morgan this stupid question. Have you ever?
We're talking about weight loss. We're talking about people's skin colors.
Okay, but you're also talking... But have you ever talked about men's weight loss on this show, Piers?
Yes.
Who?
Me.
You.
Me.
And so what was your decision? What was your weight loss journey about?
Turned the whole subject on Piers Morgan's journey, weight loss journey. Totally took the subject away from him asking him a question about Oprah Winfrey and her fans. Instead of just answering the question directly and just saying yes, she probably do owe her fans an explanation. But no, he wants to defend this black woman because she's black and she's Oprah. And I find it distasteful. That's why I'm done with activists, because they go to the extreme. I am for feeding, everybody eating. I'm for, stopping hunger, giving and doing that. But I am not going to be in a situation where it changes who I am. Ernest don't even know how to answer the question because he's scared he's going to offend Oprah, and Oprah's black, and so he doesn't want to offend her. Instead of just answering the question, he's talking around it. And then not only is he talking around it, he didn't change the conversation and made the conversation about Piers Morgan when all he asked him was, what do you think what is her fans going to think? Listen.
Piers?
Yes.
Here we go. Don't know what to say. Caught off guard. Don't know how to answer the question. And so let's attack Piers Morgan. Let's start talking about stuff that doesn't matter. This has nothing to do with race. It has everything to do with Oprah lying.
I'm saying that it's
Sorry, you
interesting.
thrown me there. We're
It's
talking about weight
interesting.
loss. We're talking about people's skin colours.
Okay, but you're also talking. But have you ever talked about men's weight loss on this show, Piers?
Yes.
Who?
Me.
So,
Me.
And so, what was your decision? What was your weight loss journey about?
What I didn't do is lie to the public. I said,
Here we
you know
go.
what? Here's how you lose weight. You put less stuff in your gob. You eat less, you drink less, you exercise a bit more, you'll lose weight. Or you can
Good
go
for
on,
you.
or you
Good
can go
for
on a
you,
Zempic,
Piers.
which
Good
is a
for you.
cheat. Which is
And
a
that's
cheat
just-
used by diabetics,
well,
and it will work. But as the
in the
doctor
Uni- in the
said,
United
we
States,
don't know
in
the side
the
effects, blah,
United
blah, blah.
States,
The
we
point
have a
is,
free
Oprah
country,
lied.
and
Oprah
she
lied
has the
to her
liberty to choose
fans.
what she does with her body.
Yeah, but Ernest, she lied.
the
That's the point.
point is, she lied to her fans. She lied to the public. She lied to us all, which tells me that she'll lie about anything. She helped lie with Meghan with that racism stuff. And then, oh, I can't believe, no, I believe Oprah's lying. I do believe that.
Well, but
I don't consider her lying. I think that she's
I'd like to
evolved
ju-
on the
He
issue. And I
doesn't
think the
consider her
reality
a
is
liar.
you should hold grace for people who evolve on their thinking of the matter. She expresses that she's giving herself a little bit more grace, that she's being more kind to herself.
So that doesn't mean that she didn't lie to her fans. So that's okay that Oprah can be arrogant and think about herself and not consider her fans when she's lying and telling them that she won't do something at one point, but she was doing it at the time. It's just like a preacher tell you don't smoke, but then he goes out and smoke. And then he comes back in and said, I didn't smoke. He's lying and he's justifying it for her.
That we have to.
The point is, Oprah lied. Oprah lied to her fans.
What she does with her body.
Yeah, but Ernest, she lied. That's the point.
well, but
I don't consider her lying. I think that she's
I'd like to
evolved
ju-
on the issue, and I think the
No,
reality
you
is
don't consider her a lie because you're scared.
you should hold grace for people who evolve on their thinking of the.
Okay, so now we should hold grace for people on their thought of evolving. What does Oprah's thinking and evolving have to do with her lying to us? After she did a whole Mountain View thing, and now we should have compassion about her grace and stuff. No, Oprah should have came out and apologized and said, you know what? At the time, she's accountable for her lie. She's lying and she lied. And she needs to be called out on it. Just like when she was asking money for people and she running around being here a billionaire.
Matter. She expresses that she's giving herself a little bit more grace, that she's being more kind to herself.
Yeah, she's being kind to herself and she's giving herself a little bit more grace. That don't make no sense. That has nothing to do with her taking Olympic. Her giving herself grace and taking time for herself ain't got nothing to do with her lying.
That we have to realize that we're in a society where high-profile celebrities, specifically women, are oftentimes in a society where they feel like...
now you're talking about high-profile women in society. Still ain't got nothing to do with the question about her fans and her lying to them. What society? What women?
They have to do all types of things to their bodies in order to feel how they feel. I think...
Okay, so you're excusing it now. You're okay with her doing it. And he's okay with her lying about it too. Because regardless that, you got to understand that women likes to do things with their body. Nobody had a problem with that. The problem we had was her telling us what to do with our body as she was telling us not to do what she's doing. Don't do Olympic. And secretly, I'm doing it to lose weight. She was thinking about herself. She didn't want anybody to know that she was taking the stuff. And she should have just been up in front about it. And she lied. And then Oprah lied and she didn't even admit her mistake. And she will never make able to fix her mistake or say, oops, I'm sorry. Just like when she went on the show and started talking about the people that were coming for her after the Maui incident, she called everybody vitriol and how dare they treat her like that because she was just thinking of something good. No, you're thinking of yourself. You're a narcissist just like Meghan. That's what this is about. And you got Ernest on here trying his best to defend you.
Oprah made the decision that works for her. All right. That's her choice. That's her agency, and we should respect her.
Well, then they'll be coming on TV lying to us, talking about what we should do.
All right, Dr. Siegel.
Piers, yeah, I want to jump in here because I noticed, first of all, I respect Ernest a lot, but I noticed he didn't mention the word physician once in there. Let's remember, this is a prescription drug. It isn't that even Oprah doesn't get to decide. A physician has to prescribe this. And unfortunately, there's too many ways you can get this on telemedicine without a real physician. And doctors have to discern. And I'm telling you, there's a tremendous shortage here. So when a celebrity like her, who's got a huge following, comes out like this late in the game, not early in the game, puts even more pressure on the situation where I can't use the drug for people who need it the most. That's my
opinion.
I completely agree.
So he's saying that Oprah doesn't even need the drug because the drug is for certain people, but she's using it knowing, she's using it in a sense that, she's using it in a sense that, someone else is needing it, but she's hogging it and using it for her own personal use. She's using it for weight loss, but people use this when they have, they're overweight and they have diabetes, and my mom had that. And so there's a shortage in it, and she's using it up. She doesn't care. Oprah doesn't care. She's rich.
That's a very serious issue.
We don't know all the details. We don't know all the details
of
Oprah's health. And at the end of the day, she's a very smart woman. She's a very wealthy woman. And she has the resources to inform herself on
that still ain't got nothing to do, Ernest, with her line, but okay.
Her own personal choices with her body. And so I think that it would be intellectually dishonest to act as though she's just roguely getting this drug and not thinking about all the precautions and measures. I think she's
you know what I think, Ernest? I admire your efforts to try.
And so I think that it would be intellectually dishonest to act as though she's just roguely getting this, drug and not thinking about all the precautions and measures. I think she's
you know what I think, Ernest?
Of course she is, but she is not getting it on the. My mom needed it. She was assigned to it. They monitor her. It's everything. Oprah got it because she wanted to lose weight. She wasn't a diabetic. She didn't have medical conditions. She's using it to lose weight. That's what she said she was using it for. And she had to.
Your efforts to try and defend her, but I think you're defending the indefensible. The truth is she lost so much weight. I know Sharon Osbourne very well, great friend of mine. She talked recently about how she lost way too much weight with Ozempic and is now desperately trying to put it back on. That's a problem for a lot of people I've seen, right? And Sharon's been very open about that. But here's the thing, Oprah's lost so much weight so far, she couldn't keep lying that she was doing it the hard way.
Here we go. Oprah was losing so much weight that she couldn't lie about it anymore. She couldn't say that she was on the mountain and running up and running down and being Mission Impossible stuff. No, she had to come down that mountain and stop lying and tell the truth. And then if she tell the truth, now we believe she's a liar. Thank you, Piers Morgan.
And hiking in the hills. She wasn't. She was taking a drug that stops you having an appetite. She stopped eating because she was taking Ozempic. That's the truth. And as the Dr. Siegel said, with so many people now following her, they're all going to go out and want to do this because they think, wow, it worked for Oprah, but it's going to work for me.
But using a profile and a platform like this to shame her speaks into the same reason why a lot of people do not.
See, there we go. To making up stuff. To shame who? Why are we shaming her? Why is it that category, Ernest? No, that's you trying to protect your girl from lying to her fans and trying to pretend and think she's going to give you a gold star at the end of the day because you're on here protecting her. No, she's not going to give you a gold ribbon because she lied. She flat out lied. So he's not bringing up anything other than the obvious. That she's taking something. She couldn't hide it anymore. She had to let us know that she was taking a Ozempia. But then has she come out and apologized or said, oops, I'm sorry. Maybe I should have let you guys know, you know, instead of being a hypocrite. Can you imagine her saying, listen, you can look just like me. All you got to do is climb up this wall, exercise, and drink water. And then a month later, she tells us, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm taking Olympia and I'm working out for this. No, I'm not working out. I'm taking Olympia. I had to do this for myself because people were fat shaming me. Excuses. And then Ernest is on here making excuses too. This is that BS. This is Meghan 101. Okay, guys. I have to let you go. We almost at the end.
How they go through their weight loss journey. And that's actually fueling
how about honestly
to the point that Oprah was making.
Yeah, but Ernest, how about doing it honestly? I mean, Dr. Siegel, Oprah Winfrey. Hang on, Ernest, hang on.
How do you get to define how a person can honestly lose weight?
No, that's not what I said.
I don't think
in mid-September, Oprah Winfrey told the world, I am doing it the hard way. I'm not going to touch those drugs. Now it turns out she was lying.
And maybe that was the way she chose to do it then.
She lied.
No, ain't no then. Ain't no time she chose to do it then. No. Then she should have said as much. Don't do it before you take it. No, you told us not to do it. And then you went ahead and did it. And then you've been doing it for years, for a while, at least 6 months.
In her interview,
Oprah Winfrey told the world, I am doing it the hard way. I'm not going to touch those drugs. Now it turns out she was lying.
And maybe that was the way she chose to do it then.
She lied. Dr. Siegel, back to you.
In her interview that she has changed her perspective. She is being softer.
All right, Dr. Siegel.
There's an evolution here that she has.
Listen. I don't think. Ernest, you made a good point here that I want to agree with. It's a personal matter. We don't know what her and her doctor are discussing, but she's coming out as a celebrity here, and she's voicing a huge.
That's it. She's coming out on her platform, and she is talking about it, and therefore she is open to scrutiny. But the scrutiny is that she's been lying to us, and Ernest is trying his best to fix it, and he can't. You can't say that, oh, she's doing this with her body and she's doing that. No, Ernest, she lied.
As a leader, and the word I don't like is maintenance, because as Piers is actually hinting at, she's already looking great. And if she stops it, you know, the weight's going to come back. We have a huge problem as doctors here. What do we do with this drug? People are on it. They can't get off it. They try to stop it. The weight comes back. This is not something that she should be on a podium with, in my opinion. What she does for her health is...
She bragging on herself. She thinks she look good. You can't tell Oprah nothing. Oprah, get somewhere and sit down. Get somewhere and sit down with Stedman and be still. I don't know. Let me know if you guys saw The Color Purple. I didn't see it. I just feel like it was a classic. It shouldn't have been touched. Leave it alone. But, you know... She needs to be in the limelight too. She's a narcissist just like Meghan.
Between her and her doctor.
Yeah, and by the way, let's remind everyone that Oprah is an ambassador for Weight Watchers. More than 1 million new members joined in 1 year because of...
Hey guys, listen, I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a wonderful night. Kisses.